So I'm Sundar Gopalan, Senior Director of Product Marketing for Ampere Computing, and we have Jayesh, Shah, Senior Director of Platform Strategy for Ampere Computing. And we are going to be talking about three things today. One, talk about Ampere. We have a bunch of live demos, and then we also have a whole bunch of platforms, impressive portfolio of platforms that we are going to showcase here today. So let's dive in. I think, if I want you guys to take away one thing, it is, Ampere delivers on two metrics, the power and space efficiencies, okay? And it matters a lot, as was, talked about earlier today by our CEO, Renee James. The market is expected to grow 2x between now and 2025. And to be able to meet the compute demands, you cannot deliver with a regular legacy kind of architectures. And if you do that, what happens is you end up consuming 2x the power and a significant amount of new construction in terms of data center build-outs. But what we are doing here, we have disrupted this market. Okay? By our approach, we have been able to model, very, very simple back-of-a-napkin model demonstrates that we can deliver the kind of performance you require in 2025 with 80% of the power that is being consumed today, not in 2025. And that's huge. We are talking about close to 10 teratons of carbon dioxide emissions. Okay, that's the kind of savings you get by deploying architectures like ours. The real estate savings is huge again because of the core density that we are able to deliver. And that results in close to 1.5 million square feet of savings. We are talking about multiple football fields here. So this is huge. So how are we able to deliver that, right? And it's basically comes back to one simple thing. We are unencumbered by any legacy architectures, okay, or any legacy requirements. We're purpose-built for cloud, and the cloud providers care about very simple metrics, predictable performance. And the reason they care about predictable performance is because they want to be able to deliver solutions with very stringent SLAs, right? Number two, they care about scale up, scale down, and scale out. Performance doesn't always scale up, but they need the flexibility to scale up, down, as well as out. And to be able to do that, they need to see some kind of relationship between cores and performance. We are able to deliver that, right? And finally, the power per core is a very important metric. And given the kind of, the IP, the innovations that has been developed in the past by ARM as well as Ampere, we are able to deliver one of the most efficient, power-efficient cores in the industry. All those things matter to the cloud service providers. Okay. So again, one needs to realize that it's just not performance. Okay, we need to deliver on a whole bunch of other metrics to be successful, to be delivering value to our customers, which are the cloud service providers, right? So we need to deliver predictable performance. We need to be able to deliver sustainable solutions, manageability, power, a whole bunch of other metrics. And the most important thing is the fact that given the fact that the service providers, the cloud service providers, are deploying hundreds of thousands of services every year, new services, you need to be able to deliver on the performance metrics. So one of the critical things that is happening in the market is, with all these new services being deployed, the refresh cycle for all the servers is pretty, it refreshes at a very high cadence. And to be able to meet that sustained demand, you need to be able to deliver solutions with that level of cadence. And that's what we are able to do. And the reason we are able to do that is because of the architecture that we have put in place a few years back, which it allows us to scale for a long time coming and deliver at an annual cadence. Okay. Now shifting to the exciting demos that we are going to be, live demos that we are going to show in this conference. The first one is we're going to show a multiplayer gaming demonstration running on Android and cloud virtual machine that's running on our server that's residing here. Okay. The other demo is about Ampere AI. Basically, what we do here is we are showing object detection and classification at a very high streaming, for a high stream input, right? So here, what we are doing is running this AI libraries in the cloud on an Ampere instance. Okay, this is running on an Oracle cloud infrastructure, but it's running on an actual Ampere instance, and you're able to see the performance comparison against legacy architectures in the same cloud infrastructure. Okay, and you will see here that we are able to deliver very high performance, both in terms of latency and throughput. Okay, with that, I'm going to hand over to Jayesh, who will talk about all the exciting platforms that we are demonstrating here today. Jayesh.
Thanks, Sundar. So today I wanted to share with all of you that Mount Jade, which is our reference platform for Ampere, but what we've done is taken the architecture specification, submitted that to OCP. In addition to submitting the specification, what we've also done is provided the EDK2 Tiano Core UFI files along with the OpenBMC, and all that has been uploaded to the Open Compute website as well. And then finally, we've been working with Weavin on Mount Jade, and they have also released the board design files for Mount Jade. So if you're interested, you can take a look at the schematics, you can take a look at the layout, you can see how Mount Jade, which is an Ampere-based design, was implemented. In the spirit of openness, in the spirit of trying to standardize things, I mentioned that we've released our BMC firmware, we've released our Tiano Core, and so we worked with folks like Weavin and Inspur to also release that collateral, not to OCP, but then we've also been working on Linux boot. So there are multiple initiatives that Ampere has been involved in, and making sure from an openness perspective that that is adequate support for the ecosystem. We have a platform in our booth. It's from Gigabyte. It has the DCSCM module on it. Going forward, what Ampere intends to do is also support the DCSCM on our reference CRB. So the community will be able to take that and see how DCSCM gets implemented, not just on the hardware level, but also on the firmware level as well. So I'm going to walk you through a number of platforms that are Ampere-based. There are a number of partners that we have. We have the Foxconn team over here, but we've partnered with Foxconn, and Foxconn has a product offering that is a 2-socket based 32 DIMMs in both 1U and 2U. If you're interested, just stop by our booth and we'll give you more information on the Foxconn servers. Gigabyte has been working with Ampere for a while now. They have a portfolio of 1-socket servers, whether you're looking for something that's general compute or storage or GPU based for, say, usages like Android in the cloud. Sundar talked about one of our live demos in our booth that's based on that. And so if customers want to pursue and deploy Android in the cloud usages, we do have servers from Gigabyte that'll enable you to do that. There's also a 2-socket offering from Gigabyte. This one supports 2 OCP 3.0 modules. And so the networking is, each network card is connected to the processor directly. And then there is DCSCM, which is an OCP initiative for manageability and root of trust. And Gigabyte's offering this in both 1U and 2U chassis. We also have a 2U 2-socket server from Inspur, and this server will support 12 3.5-inch drives. You can swing by the Inspur booth or our booth and take a look at this server as well. And then I want to wrap it up with Supermicro offering. They are doing a 1-socket motherboard, but that motherboard can fit into a whole bunch of chassis. There are actually 6 of them. So whether you're looking for a 1U for general compute, 2U for storage, 2U for GPU usage, or 1U for storage, I think there are a lot of ODMs that have enabled a wide range of platforms to meet the needs of our customers. So I just wanted to wrap up this presentation by saying that Ampere has the world's first cloud-native processor. We have released our Ultra Max processor, which has 128 cores. And we have 20+ platforms that are available for customers to go either sample or deploy. And then stop by our booth for demonstrations showing Ampere instances and Ampere AI in the cloud. I just want to emphasize that in addition to being part of the OCP community, working with our ODM partners, we also have a broad ecosystem support, not just from the hardware aspect, which is system components like DIMMs, GPUs, networking, but also at the operating system level and also application. So if you have any questions, I would encourage you to stop by our booth, take a look at what we have, ask questions. We'll be happy to answer those questions.
Sounds good. I think one last comment here. Ampere is a very exciting company. As you can see, we are demonstrating a whole bunch of things here. I just want to highlight that we are hiring actively, in sales, marketing, and R&D roles. So please feel free to come by and talk to us. Thank you.